What is going on? Welcome to Pub Sports Talk. I got the one and only Raphael, baby. We're talking college football. It's bowl season, and you name it, a company has a bowl named after them. There's 44 bowl games. We're going to do our best to pick them. Sorry, Coastal fans. I left yours off. It wasn't intentional. I ran out of time. I didn't put your graphic up there. So that's my fault. But anyways, it's a Sister of the Poor bowl game. Not really worried about it. But Raphael, thank you so much for hopping on with us. And I can't wait to hear some of your answers about some of these bowl games because I got a feeling you're just going to hold nothing back. And,
how dare you lead off the Tail Greeter Cure Bowl? How dare you?
I know. My apologies. Big fans of them. But first off, I do need to clear some air here. You were saying ECU was taking down Cincinnati on Black Friday, and all they know how to do is win. All right. That's all I'm saying.
I'll give you that. I'll give you Cincinnati on that one. And I'm rooting. You know what? I think all of us can agree that they're probably going to be a little bit of trouble coming up in this bowl game. But if you're Cincinnati and if you're every non-Power 5 conference, you're rooting for Cincinnati to lose by 7 points or less. Because if you get blown out the door, then it's going to be very, very, very hard for another non-Power 5 team to be invited to the dance.
Abso-freaking-lutely. You hit the nail on the head, and we've talked about this before. Like, yeah, if you get blown out, it's a wrap. You might as well just make an SEC, maybe a Big Ten ACC championship, and that's it. Like, because there's no other prayer for anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Pac-12 are showing some initiatives of some of the new hires they got in coaching, so they're probably going to be back into some kind of a mix. But, yeah, if Cincinnati gets blown out by – yeah, I think even 10 points would be respectable. I think if they just get the doors blown out by halftime and let's say Bama puts up 60-plus points on them, it's going to be a very, very hard time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you mentioned coaches and breaking news today. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but Urban Meyer let go after 13 weeks in the NFL. He goes from the top winning percentage in college football history to the worst NFL winning percentage in history. Any landing spot you see him in? Is he coming back to college or is he done?
He's done for a while. I think maybe down the road he'll probably go back to. Wasn't he on Fox doing some stuff like that? I don't even know if Fox will welcome him back right away. So I think we're going to see him off for a while. Maybe he can be an announcer for AEW or WWE or something like that. But he's going to be off for a while because his name got just dragged in to the mud for a while. I just don't see him landing a spot, and maybe a small school like a Belmont or something like that, like what Hugh Freeze did over at Liberty, something like that. But I just don't see a main college one, because if you're a parent and you have a kid that's looking at that school and they say, "Hey, we got Urban Meyer as our new head coach," I'm like, my kid is out. We rather go to somewhere else than if Urban Meyer's coming.
Hey, absolutely. I'm going to Jacksonville State, baby. Let's go. Or Jackson State, not Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. And to me, at least Hugh Freeze admitted, hey, I messed up.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer
hasn't meant nothing.
Nothing. Wild. Okay. I just want to get your opinion on that. Well, let's dive into these bowl games if I can talk. We're going to start off with the legendary Bahamas Bowl here. Middle Tennessee, Toledo, 10-point favorite coming out of the MACtion. Over under set at 50. Who are you taking here?
I like the Rockets in this spot. They've come off winning 3 straight. Their offense has just been rolling. Even if that loss against the Eagles, EMU, they put up 40-plus points on them. So I just like the way Toledo's been rocking and rolling on offense. I like the total as well going over. Give me the Rockets. I just think they played a better schedule than the Blue Raiders.
I'm with you. The MACtion gets a lot of flack, but honestly, they put up tons and tons of points. And week in and week out, and I don't see Middle Tennessee producing. I'm with you. Give me Toledo and give me the over. Boca Raton Bowl, and once again, another bowl game in paradise here. App State, Western Kentucky. Both these offenses are exploding right now. Over or under set at 68 points. App is a 3-point favorite.
Yeah, that total is high, but that's why I kind of leaning towards the under, because I know App State's coming off a bad loss against the Raging Cajuns, but that's not really a bad loss. They're probably one of the hotter teams that no one talks about in college football as the Raging Cajuns. Can't wait to watch them, even though Napier's gone. But the App State's defense is phenomenal, and that's why I kind of like the under. I think App State does win this game, but this total is just way, way, way too high. I think App State wins on defense.
I'm with you. Everybody's talking about Western Kentucky's quarterback just being kind of slept on. He's a sleeper, maybe a late draft pick if he decides to enter or not. I think both these defenses step up. I like that under too. UTEP, Fresno State playing New Mexico Bowl. Who are you taking here?
I think the total is a good spot on the under as well. I know Fresno State, their head coach is gone, quarterback is gone, but their defense is still there, and their defense played outstanding last 2 games, holding San Jose State to only 9 points. I just think defense wins this one. Leaning towards probably taking the plus points. I think Fresno State's got offense is probably going to be stagnant with some key pieces missing. I like UTEP plus the points. Wait to see if we can get a better number on the UTEP because I think the betting public will continue betting the Bulldogs on that one, but I think the under is probably the best one.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one too. You know, we've got you've got an interim coach. I'm taking Fresno State money line, but I think UTEP keeps this thing close to what people are saying. Keith, thanks for hopping on, man. I know we had some technical difficulty. You haven't missed much.
Oh, good to hear. Good to be back. Good to see you guys. Sorry about that. Old man. Yeah.
That's right. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Moving on to our fourth bowl game. Number 13, BYU, UAB. BYU, -7 favorite. Over-under at 54.5. UAB is just happy to have football back. Now they're in a bowl game, and they've been rolling these past couple of years.
They have, but I'm putting on my bicycle hat on and white dress shirt because I think the Mormons win this one. I know it's a steep number at 7, but the number's starting to come down a little. So I'm going to look at BYU because I think their defense is probably going to be much better than what UAB has played all season long. Give me the Fighting Mormons on this one. I'll lay the 7, but I think this one goes down to 6.5.
Wow. Keith.
This is BYU, UAB. I'm not exactly sure. Apparently BYU has won a couple of tough games this past season. But again, as you said before, UAB has been fighting in most of their games. They fought to have their team. And I think a bowl win would be pretty good for them. So I think just based off of that, well, for one, I don't know. You always have the aspect of people not playing because of the draft, and I'm not sure exactly how that's going to affect BYU. So I'll take UAB as a dark horse. We'll say I'll give them by a touchdown.
Hey, all right. I like it. For me, BYU, I thought they'd have just a huge drop off after last season. You lose Zach Wilson, one of the guys up for a Heisman, top draft pick. No, they've been staying around. They've been fighting in games. They've been scoring, but they've been relying on that defense more. I like BYU here. Eastern Michigan, Liberty. We kind of talked about Eastern Michigan upsetting Toledo a little bit. Liberty, 9.5-point favorite, 58.5 is the under. Does Hugh Freeze get the big bowl win for Liberty?
I'm shocked at the line move on this one. This one opened up at 7, and quickly Liberty money came in on this one. I'm totally blown away. I mean, they're coming into this bowl game losing 3 straight, so it's not like they're coming in as one of the hotter teams in college football. We said EMU lost to Central Michigan, but that was at their backyard. It wasn't like they lost on a neutral field or at home. I like the Eagles in this one. They played some really good teams, and they've beaten some good teams. They went to Toledo's backyard and beat Toledo, so I like EMU plus the points on this one.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Same thing I've been thinking. One thing I've learned from picking bowl games is that it doesn't always go how you expect it for one reason or another. So for that reason, I got to take Eastern Michigan in this one. Their schedule has been pretty tough. Liberty has a pretty tough schedule as well. But for them to play how they did against Toledo and a couple of the other teams they've been playing, just been sticking around, I think they turn it all around in the bowl game.
Yeah, I think Liberty is going to be missing some players on their team because they're getting ready for the draft. I think don't correct me if I'm wrong. Malik Williams, he's got a future in the NFL. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays a half since his coach. I'm gonna go get a bag. Relax. I like Eastern Michigan here. I think they get it done. I think they're hungry. Oregon State, Utah State. Oregon State -7 favorite.
I'm going to stick with Mormon City over here with the Aggies on this one, and I just like the way Utah State played San Diego State. They didn't beat San Diego State. What happened to San Diego State's defense in that game? They put up 46 points against the Aztecs defense. I like Utah State. Utah State's just Oregon State's just been a total different team on the road. They lost to Oregon, they lost to Colorado, they lost to Cal, all on the road. So give me Utah State. I'll take the plus points.
Yeah, I'll take Utah State in this one. That loss to Cal kind of threw me because I wasn't really sure exactly how good Cal was. I don't even think they're good either way. But they've lost to some questionable teams. As far as with Utah State, again, Mormon country. For some reason, something about Utah has got these teams snapping. So I'll just go ahead and take the high road and take the Utah team, Utah State.
Yeah, I was getting ready to bash Utah State, and then I was looking at their schedule earlier. I'm like, man, they beat some decent teams. Most of their wins are against bowl-eligible teams. Whopping San Diego State, San Jose State, they whooped. Air Force, they whooped. Oregon State, they're still looking for that identity. I love the chainsaw, shutting them down, but I'm with you. Let's sweep Utah State. Let's go Mormons. Louisiana Raging Cajuns taking on Marshall. Marshall's moving in the Sun Belt here in the future, so this could be a good little matchup for them. A little preview of what we're going to get. Over under 55. Louisiana, 5-point favorite.
Yeah, I know Napier's gone, and I know people are like, oh, it's because that's going to change the attitude. But like I said before, this ain't going to change the defense the attitude of Napier being gone. Their defense was outstanding. Only 2 teams scored 20-plus points this year against the Raging Cajuns. If they were in the SEC or ACC, Raging Cajuns would be top 3. Everyone would be talking about them, but they're a lonely conference. The hottest team, one of the hottest teams in college football. Give me the Raging Cajuns, and I think their defense keeps this game under.
Yeah, I would say Raging Cajuns got this one. I've never really been paying attention to them. They played Coastal. I'm up here at Coastal. They played them and lost to Coastal while they still had their quarterback. But then they went to App State, and I thought App State would take that one. They kind of took that one from them, but it's all good. So I think Louisiana keeps the ball rolling and takes another bowl game against Marshall. I'm not exactly sure how Marshall is, but Louisiana's that good to me.
Yeah, I've got this theory. I've said it many times. You got an interim coach. I'm betting money on you. Louisiana's got the interim coach. It's in New Orleans. It's in Louisiana. It's kind of a home game for them here. Those fans are ruthless. They're aggressive. They're going to spit in your face. It doesn't matter. Give me the Raging Cajuns. Tulsa, Old Dominion. Tulsa, 9.5-point favorite. Over on us at 53. I'll be honest. Haven't watched a single game of these two. Maybe, Raphael, maybe you've got some insight for us.
This was college basketball. I'm taking the Monarchs over Tulsa in college hoops, but we're talking bowl games on this one. So I like the offense on this one. I think the way Old Dominion ended their season was putting up a 50 mark against Charlotte. Tulsa, we know they can score. They scored against Cincinnati's defense, even though they lost, but they were able to put up 20-plus points against the Bearcats defense. I think the totals come down a little bbit, opened up around 54.5. I would say probably look at the Monarchs plus the points, but I like the over more.
Yeah, I haven't watched either team either, but just based off the fact that Tulsa has been there before, of course, I don't know who's a senior, who's stepping out. I don't know anybody that plays for Tulsa, I'm going to be honest. But, yeah, just based off the fact that they've been there before, probably most of their starters were with them last year when they still had Xavier Collins, I think he plays for the Cardinals now. So somebody had to fill in that role. So I'm guessing the defense might step up for them in this game.
Yeah, I'm liking the over here too. Both these teams are going to score. They're going to score quick. And, we're balling at the beach. It's Myrtle Beach. Give me the Hurricanes. Hurricanes roll through Tulsa. Kent State, Wyoming. 3-point favorite. Over under set 59.
I know the betting public's going to look at Wyoming's schedule and say, look at all those losses, how they get here. But look who they lost to. I mean, no one talks about how good the Mountain West was this year. I mean, they had some really good teams: Fresno State, Utah State, Boise State. San Jose State started off really hot as well. I just like the way Wyoming will play defense on this game. I think Kent State, who struggles on defense, especially against the run, if Wyoming can run the ball, then I think it's going to be lights out for the Golden Flashes. I like the Cowboys in the spot.
Yeah, I expect this to be a pretty good game. Both teams usually have a pretty good showing in their bowl games, and honestly, they've been having a pretty good showing in their regular season games. I'm gonna go on the opposite end and take Kent State in this one. I know they've been rolling. I don't know specific games, but I've been watching like some of their highlights and some of their scores, and they've been surprising some teams. Like I'm pretty sure a good amount of their wins have been against bowl eligible teams. So I think they keep the same energy against Wyoming here.
Yeah, both these teams are scoring. I'm liking the over here. I don't know if it's going to move because the betting public is going to bet the under or not. If it moves, that's even better. But I kind of like 59. I think both these teams can score within the 30s, and we can have some exciting football. Give me that lasso, baby. I'm going Cowboys to get it done. We got Roadrunners, San Diego State, over-runners at 49.5. UTSA is a 2.5 favorite. What do we say?
There's two things that I learned in college sports. You don't bet the over on San Diego State college basketball games, and you don't bet the over in San Diego State college football games. So why would you look at anything else except the under in this game? So I like the under. UTSA can play defense with the best of them as well. This might be the lowest bowl game out there scoring wise.
Yeah, after UTSA sort of took NC State's spot in the AP top 25, I started paying attention because I honestly did not know San Antonio had a football team. So of course I had to pay attention. And they're not bad. And then as far as with San Diego State, just going off of like history's sake, I'm not exactly sure how their defense is, if it's like really as good as most people say it is. So I'll go with UTSA in this one, the sneaky win.
Yeah, San Diego State, they started off so hot, and then toward the trail of the end of the season, they just started falling off. I mean, they only beat UNLV by 8 points. Give me the meet Roadrunners. They're getting it done. Army, Missouri, the Armed Forces Bowl. Army 3.5-point favorites. Overrunners at 58.
I know everyone's going to remember Army losing to Navy last weekend. It was a big upset. Army was 6-point favorites that closed on that one. But Missouri's defense cannot stop the run. And what are they going to do when our Army gets on the field and starts running the option and going 4 down on 4th and 3? That defense of Missouri is going to be gassed out in the second half. I like Army in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the same. For marginal reason, I have beef with Elijah Drinkowitz, whatever people call him. So I don't want to see him fail, but I don't want to see him win this game. So I'll go with Army, and then given that they kept up with such a potent Wake Forest offense, I think it's a bowl game. Of course, they keep it rolling, and with all the confusion and stuff as far as with the backfield, who's running what. Again, as Raphael said, I don't think Missouri will be able to keep up with it. Drink won't be able to keep up with it, so that's what I like to see. So I'll take Army. Army by 10.
Army by 10.
Yeah.
Oh man, Drinkowitz got Mullins fired. They went in there and beat Florida in the swamp. I can't bet against that. Give me Drinkowitz. Give me Missouri.
But anybody could go to Florida and beat the Gators in a swamp nowadays.
Yeah, but Missouri's a sister of the poors of the SEC. They're not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah, they're still the poorest of the SEC.
I mean, yeah. Let's not get twisted. All right, North Texas Mean Green, Miami Redhawks. Miami, 3-point favorites here in the Fresco Bowl.
This one right here could be one of the highest scoring bowl games on this one. North Texas scoring 94 points in their last 2 games. Miami, Ohio can score in bunches quickly. This total should have been around 56, 57. I don't know why they didn't make this higher. I like the over on this one. I could care less who's going to win because this one's going to be a Tecmo Bowl type game.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know too much about either team, so I'll just take North Texas just because they've been there before.
Yeah, North Texas. I think they got a lot to prove after App State ran all over them last year in the bowl game.
That's what it was. Yeah. So they come in there with a little fire in their belly a little bit.
I like that. Raphael, I'm going to bet the stack with you. Let's get that over in the play. Tecmo Bowl, load it in, blow out the cartilage. Let's go. I'm going to take the Red Hawks, though. I can't go against an Ohio team. Let's go Miami. Speaking of Florida, UCF Knights, over on set 55. Gasparilla Bowl, Florida 6.5-point favorite.
Does Florida really even want to play this game? I'm hearing that the players have not even wanted to practice, faking like they're sick. So, yeah, give me UCF. I mean, I'm not sold on how UCLA just laid down against SMU on the road, even though they won their last 2 games. But that was against Connecticut and South Florida. But I want nothing to do with Florida football right now.
Yeah, Florida's going through a lot right now. They just got their new coach. Is he coaching in the bowl game, or are they just waiting till next season? Yeah, so
wait till next season.
They're stuck with the old guy, so we'll go with UCF in this one. But I know all right. Dylan Gabriel's with UCF. Dylan Gabriel just transferred to USC, I believe. I don't know. He transferred somewhere, but given how Florida has been the past few games, given the whole team chemistry is off, and given the fact that maybe they have a couple of players getting ready for the draft, I'll go with UCF in this one too.
This is going to test my theory of you betting on an interim coach here, because for all the points you said, I want to bet UCF, but track record, interim coaches get the job done. So I'm going to say Florida, but I'm real hesitant on it. Memphis Tigers, maybe one of the sickest helmets in college football. We'll get your opinion on that. Against Hawaii Warriors, Memphis, 7-point favorite. It's a home game for Hawaii. Doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of people there, but it's a home game.
No, they never sell in this game because always during Christmas Eve or close to Christmas and all that. But does Memphis really want to play this game, or do they want to stay at the beach? I mean, when was the last time some of these Memphis guys even been on a plane to go to Hawaii? So it's hard. I always feel bad for schools that go to Hawaii in these bowl games, because you could tell they're just starstruck on seeing the ocean blue. I kind of like Hawaii in this one. They go winners of back-to-back. They went to Wyoming, and it was snowing in that game and won 38-14. I like the rainbow. I like the Fighting Rainbows in this one.
I'm gonna go with Memphis in this one. They haven't been looking as potent as they did last year, or even the year before that, but I think they turn around in the bowl game. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't think this game will be as exciting as it would. I mean, people will probably just watch it just for the scenery. It's in Hawaii, but I don't expect too much from this game.
Yeah, I don't. Memphis. I can't remember them being relevant since they had Paxton Lynch and Khalil Mack. And that's about it. And wait, sorry, Khalil Mack didn't even go there. My apologies. So
he was. They had
Buffalo. He went to Buffalo.
It was I don't know. They had a couple of running backs, and then it was a wide receiver that I forgot. But whatever.
Yeah. Give me Hawaii. I like the throwback logo, the Fighting Rainbows. Let's go with it. Give me Hawaii. Georgia State, Ball State. Georgia State, 4.5-point favorite, over on set at 50 in the Camilla Bowl.
This is one of the bowls I can't wait to watch. I think Georgia State's a really, really good play here. If you just look at their losses, they lost at 10 points to Auburn, an SEC team. They lost to App State, and they lost to the Raging Cajuns. All 3 of those losses are like, wow. And they were in those games. They didn't get blown out by any of those games. I think they just played the better schedule. They're a little bit rocking and rolling right now. I like Georgia State in this one. I'm not sold on Ball State.
Yeah, I remember the past few random games that I watched Ball State in. I had no idea how they ended up winning games or even scoring. They have a pretty good offense, but again, Georgia State has been playing some pretty good teams and been sticking around with some pretty good teams. So I gotta go with hopefully it'll work against my theory about Georgia teams, but I think Georgia State will take this one.
The Camilla Bowl has been pretty much a Sun Belt game for them. Minus, I think, 2014, 2013. I think a MAC team won it. But ever since then, Sun Belts have been dominating the Camilla Bowl. I think the trend stands. Give me Georgia State and the Panthers. They get it done. Western Michigan, Nevada. Western Michigan is the favorite 4.5. That was kind of a head scratcher. I had to triple check it. Over-unders at 59.
Well, Nevada was the favorite in this one, but then Strong came out and said he was not playing this game, that he was being prepared for the NFL draft. They lost their head coach, so that was a total swing. I was leaning towards Western Michigan anyways because it's at Ford Field. Western Michigan plays at Ford Field all the time for either conference championship games or other events. I like Western Michigan this one. I'm not sold on Nevada, especially now that there's no Strong for the quarterback for Nevada and a new head coach. Give me Western Michigan.
Yeah, I didn't know they were playing on Ford Field, so I guess I have to go with Western Michigan. Granted, Hackey has the little variables you've been looking for, new coach and just in general, but I can't do it. Michigan fans are big on their teams, so I think they'll bring that energy with them to lead Western Michigan to a win.
They play at Ford Field. The Lions play at the Ford Field. Doesn't freaking matter. Give me Nevada. Boston College, ECU. This game, I think there's a lot of intrigue, especially in the area that me and Keith are in here in North Carolina. Over-unders at 51.5, BC 3-point favorite.
Yeah, I'm a little bit torn. I wanted to play the under in this game, but I was hoping to get a little bit more points in this one because I figure Boston College will want to establish the run early. Their offense could be stagnant. I mean, they only scored 10 points against Wake Forest, which Wake Forest does not play defense at all. So if you can only score 10 points on Wake defense, what's your offense going to be like? I still think there's value on the under. I'm leaning towards ECU, but I think there's value still in the under.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my boy Big Yurt. He's coming back for another season. He's got some work to do with his squad. I love ECU. It was a great place, but I think Boston College has this one. There's no betting against the ACC in this case, so I think they'll pull through for them.
Yeah, one team's got a true quarterback playing for him. One's got a wannabe quarterback. Should be a tight end playing for him. ECU quarterback play has been horrendous this season. Boston College, yes, only scored 10 points against Wake Forest. We'll chalk it up to an off day. They had some bad Thai food, whatever it is. Give me the Boston Eagles. Auburn, Houston. Auburn, 3.5-point favorite team in the Tick Smarter Bowl. Birmingham Bowl. Sorry. Over-unders at 51.5.
I'm going to be cheering for Houston because you guys know me. I'm the biggest hater of SEC because I don't think the SEC is creme of the creme, the greatest conference has ever played college football. So I don't care if this was a bigger number. I think Houston's going to play a lot better. Nick's now gone from Auburn. He's good. He's in the transfer portal. I'm hearing other players are also going out to the transfer portal in Auburn. So what's their team? Does this team really want to play this game? SEC usually fades really bad in bowl games, like the unmeaning ones. I like Houston plus the points.
Yeah, I'll take Auburn in this one. I guess I know it seems strange, but taking Nix out of the equation, I don't know, maybe that works opposite of what you might think. There's really no sort of quarterback controversy. You don't have to work him in and out of the game plan. He's just not there. Houston can put up some points for sure. But, I mean, I hate the SEC too, but they definitely always have recruits on defense. They always have the Jimmies and Joes. So I'll go with Auburn in this one.
Yeah, Bo Nix going to the transfer portal, that team can either say, hey, we can do this without him, or, hey, he's got a point, we should join him. I think they're going to do that, hey, let's join him in the transfer portal. Give me the Cougs. Over, under, are we touching that?
No.
Okay.
No value.
I trust you. Louisville, Air Force. Louisville, 1.5-point favorite, 55.5 in the First Responders Bowl.
I like Air Force in this one. If you look at their only two losses as of late, they lost to Army in overtime, which they should have won, and they lost to San Diego State, which is not a bad loss. They're in the bowl game, and they have great defense. So here's another one. If Louisville can't stop the run, which Kentucky ran all over them, putting up a 50 mark, on them, this game could be ugly. I like the Force.
Yeah, I'll take Air Force in this one, just going off of – I don't know too much about Louisville as far as on defense. Excuse me. Offensively, they have Malik Cunningham, but again, he's probably one of those guys that's like, I'm not playing in the bowl game. As far as I know, I don't think he's playing. But then again, he was injured for part of the season, so he might have to. He feels like he has to prove a point. I don't know, but either way, I have Air Force. I think they'll be better prepared for this game than people will give them credit for. So we'll take Air Force.
Yeah, I went against Army in the military bowl there. I can't be labeled a communist here. I've got to go Air Force in the first responders bowl. I got to take a military school here. Give me Air Force. Sorry, Satterfield, but every time I say, "Hey, Louisville's getting it done," they let me down. So give me Air Force. Mississippi State Bulldogs get the cowbells out. Texas Tech Raiders shoot them up. 59.5 over under here in the Liberty Bowl. Mississippi State 8.5-point favorite.
Yeah, this game screams a lot of points for me. I'm gonna probably look at the over in this one. I want to say Texas Tech plus the points, but I'm not sold on them. I just remember watching that whole game against Oklahoma State where they got goose egged at home on that game. So I'm probably leaning towards cowbells, but that's a big number. I think we'll see a lot of points scored on this one because I don't think Texas Tech's gonna play that much defense in this game.
Yeah, I'll take Mississippi State in this one. I like when they played NC State, they did look pretty good. And then as far as defensively, they look pretty good. Obviously, Texas Tech doesn't have much to offer on defense. So for that little bit of defense versus no defense, I think Mississippi State will take this one.
Yeah, Texas Tech has got to be the luckiest team I've ever seen this season. I mean, kicking a 66-yard field goal. Get out of here. I think Mississippi State's just got too many. They got too many dogs on the field. I think they get it done. NC State Wolfpack. UCLA Bruins get the visors out for Chip Kelly. Over under set at 60. NC State is a 1-point favorite in the Holiday Bowl.
Yes, games in California, so you figure UCLA will probably have the fans that are there. But I mean, does UCLA is he going to Oregon? Is the head coach going there? Oregon already said that's what they want. So if there's smoke, sometimes there's usually fire. I like the way NC State's been playing. I know they lost a bad loss to Wake Forest, a tough one by a field goal. I just think NC State will just put up a little bit more fight on this one because, again, the UCLA really want to play this game. I think the NC State boys will be more excited for this game to go to the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah, I wanted to go to this game so badly. I love watching DTR, the quarterback for UCLA play. I don't know what to say about their defense. I don't know much about that. But, like, their offense, I love watching it. So I know my pack will go in there and hold it down. The only thing is, I was talking, and he said Dave Dorn doesn't really know how to game plan for a team's best player. And I think one of their better players that might end up playing is their running back. And we always have trouble with good running backs. So hopefully they turn it up on the West Coast and show people why they should have had more All-Americans than what they did. So the defense stands tall against the Bruins and brings back a win. We'll say packed by 13. I'll give them packed by 13.
Bold prediction there. Raphael had talked me into taking the Wolfpack, and then Keith, you did the opposite. You talked me into taking UCLA. You said they don't game plan against their best player, and that's their running back, and their quarterback can run too. Get my visor. I'm flipping up backwards to the side, whatever, like it's early 2002. Give me UCLA.
Ooh.
Minnesota, West Virginia nears Minnesota, 3.5-point favorite. The guaranteed rates, Arizona Bowl. Gotta love it. 45 over under.
I like Minnesota's one. Western Michigan's going to be their linebacker out, and their two cornerbacks are going to be out for this game. So their defense is going to be really lacking. Minnesota will be able to roll the boat and run the ball on this one. I like Minnesota.
Yeah, I'll take Minnesota in this one too. West Virginia won a couple of good games, but if they're going to be missing some key players, I don't know how well the guys behind them will fill that role. So I think Minnesota keeps it rolling. For as much as they've been disrespected, they're going to take away this bowl from the other team.
Yeah, I think the last time us three got together, we talked about Minnesota losing that number one running back, and we're like, oh, they're done. They're written off, and they found ways to kind of keep relevant, keep winning. But I will say, West Virginia and Arizona has been a deadly combination. You go back to the Fiesta Bowl, deadly. They win there. You were, a couple of years ago, the Motel 6 Bowl, not as big as the Fiesta Bowl. I understand. They get the win there. Arizona, West Virginia, they got a weird connection going on. I'm going to take the Mountaineers, West Virginia, to get it done. But also love PJ Fleck, keep rowing. So I'm not touching this one. We got the Fenway Bowl. SMU Mustangs, Virginia Cavs. Virginia, 2-point favorites. Over on set 71 points. We're expecting a huge amount of points to be scored.
Yeah, this game is being played at early morning at 10 a.m. at Fenway. Fenway games have not produced a lot of points when they're playing football out there. I'm going to take the under in this one. Both teams are struggling coming in here. No one's on a hot streak. I just think it's way, way, way too many points. This total opened up at 72.5. This one will probably be bet down all the way to 70.5, 70. I'm going to grab the under right now.
Yeah, I have, again, another team that I have unreasonable beef with. Brennan Armstrong took that third All-ACC spot for my boy Devin Leary. And I think SMU defense, what little they have, they'll shut it down again. So I'll go SMU by a field goal.
Yeah, people are saying, whoa, hold the phone. Virginia beat Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech. Come on, give them some credit. Virginia Tech sucks this year. No, I'm not giving no credit there. Raphael, yeah, give me that under. That over just seems almost impossible for these two teams, especially with Virginia, who hasn't been scoring a ton of points. Give me SMU and the Stangs. I know Skip Bayless loves that, but yeah, give me SMU. Speaking of, Virginia Tech Hokies taking on the Maryland Terps. Over on us at 55. Another baseball bowl game here, the Pinstripe Bowl being played in Yankee Stadium. Maryland, 1-point favorite.
Yeah, Virginia Tech stinks. I want nothing to do with them. They're going to total rebuild on inside and out. And Maryland, if you look at their losses, they lost to Michigan. They lost at Michigan State. They lost to Penn State. So it's not like they lost to the bad teams in the Big Ten. I like Maryland. I just think they have better offense than Tech.
Yeah, the way people explain Missouri to be in the SEC, I think that's the position Maryland is in their conference. Honestly, they probably would have fared better had they stayed in the ACC, but that's neither here nor there. Maryland's got it. Virginia Tech, well, I mean, they do have an interim coach, but I think Maryland's got it. I remember watching, I think it was either Michigan or they played Ohio. Oh, I think it was Michigan or Ohio State. They didn't look too bad. They were just like outmatched. I think they'll be super evenly matched with Virginia Tech and take away a bowl game.
Yeah, you got an interim coach there, so I'm taking Virginia Tech, but I would not be surprised if a little Tua balls out there and Maryland gets this win. So once again, theory, take an interim coach here, Virginia Tech. Over under, I might take the over. I think both these teams can score a little bit. I mean, we're asking for 20, 28 points here from each team. I think we can see it. Iowa State, Clemson, Cheez-It Bowl. Man, I love some good Cheez-Its. Love a good bowl game. I'm curious about this one. Iowa State, 1.5-point favorite.
Yeah, Clemson's going to be missing a lot of guys that they're opting out to be prepared for the draft. They lost a lot of head coaching. That's why now Iowa State's the small favorite. I think Clemson will still play defense on this game, even though it's a low total. I don't see that many points being scored in Orlando. I still think there's a little bit of value on a 45.5. I really want to push taking Clemson plus the points, but they're just going to be missing so much talent on a field. I'm just going to probably either no play it or under for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over, and I'm gonna take Iowa State in this one, just based off the fact I can't give Clemson any credit for literally anything. So we'll go with Iowa State and with the over.
Yeah, we rewind the clock 6 weeks ago. We were talking about Iowa State maybe pushing for the college playoffs. Maybe they got a chance here, and then things just kind of unraveled for them, and it didn't work out. Clemson, we said they're dead from the jump pretty much, and I think they stayed dead for this season. Give me Iowa State. Sorry, Jay Gray. South Carolina just got a brand new quarterback who'll be there next season, Spencer Rattler. UNC Tar Heels, UNC 9-point favorite, over-under at 58.5.
Yeah, it seemed like these two just played each other. It seemed like a couple of weeks ago. So I'm not excited for this bowl game. I know South Carolina just got whooped up by Clemson. I'm just going to take North Carolina with the better quarterback and a better offense. The number's a little bit too tad high, but I think South Carolina is preparing for next year, not preparing for this bowl game.
Yeah, it pains me to say I'll take the over with UNC. I haven't heard anything whether or not Sam Howell's playing. I'm not sure. But either way, Carolina, well, besides last year, but they find a way to win their bowl games. And I don't know if you of SC will have enough defensive firepower to match whatever offensive game plan Uncle Mac got going. So we'll take the over with UNC.
Yeah, UNC leads this rivalry like 35-19 or something, pretty much doubling up. I don't think it stops. Mac's got the drip. I think he needs to come out with some J's with the Duke Mayo logo on there or whatever. Put some mayo. I don't care. Give me the UNC Tar Heels. They get it done. Alamo Bowl, number 14, Oregon, who's also missing a handful of players, potentially number 1 draft pick, taking on number 16 Oklahoma Sooners, who's missing a couple coaches here. Over under set 61.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with Oregon. You said they still don't have a head coach. They're begging for anyone to take that head coaching job. They're missing a lot of athletes. And I know Oklahoma, same thing, missing a lot of athletes. But I think the Sooners want to put this game away early. I like OU on this one, or Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's between these two teams, it's been a mess. So that means it's going to be a lot of younger guys trying to put on a show, trying to earn their spot for next year. I'll take OU. I'll take Oklahoma in this one. I think I'm looking at the under because I'm not exactly sure how either team is going to score. It's going to be like a weird pick six or a block kick for 6. I don't know, something weird, but I'm not really expecting too much out of this matchup.
Yeah, this tests my theory. We got both interim coaches here. And to me, you got the cancer out of the locker room, Spencer Rattler. I don't know the young man, but everything I've seen for QB under the lights and then his time at Oklahoma, he just seems up here he's lacking something. So give me Oklahoma, give me Caleb Williams. I think they kind of come together and get this win. Purdue, Tennessee 4.5 favorites in the Music City Bowl. 63.5 is the over-under.
And I still think there's value on that total. And I like the over. I think Purdue's going to be able to put up points against Tennessee's defense. And Tennessee, the way their offense has just turned around, putting up 40-plus, seems like in almost every game that they were playing towards the end of the season. It's going to be a lot of points scoring this one. I like the over.
Well, I'll take the over, but with Tennessee winning the game. Again, as I said before a couple of times, I'm a believer in Hendon Hooker. Hopefully he's playing. I know Purdue is usually known for their defense, but I think Hendon's going to find a way. He's going to find a way to shock the world and bring some sort of bowl win back to the bowls. The fact they're even there, it says a lot. So I think he's got something to show on the big stage.
Yeah, this is in, Music City, Nashville. Not a far trip from Knoxville there. So Tennessee getting a lot of home crowd advantage, but don't sleep on Purdue now. I mean, they've beat some big teams there. They've upset a lot of teams this year. I think the train keeps rolling. Give me Purdue to win. Raphael, I trust you. We're betting that over. Michigan State, number 10. Number 12, Pitt Panthers, over under set 60. Michigan State is a 1.5 point favorite in the Peach Bowl. Can't fake slide anymore, Pickett, so he's got to come up with something new.
There's a lot of injuries in this game. I know Pittsburgh's missing both their wide receivers. Offensive line's all banged up for Michigan State. I think that's why the under's been hit. Opened up at 63, now at 59.5. If this still stays in the high 50s, I'll probably take a shot at the under. Is Pickett? Pickett said a couple of days ago when he was doing the Heisman stuff that he might sit out on this game. So I'm waiting to see if he's officially going to sit out or not. I think the total under is probably the best play.
Yeah, we already know that Kenneth Walker III is out of there. He'll probably watch from the sidelines. But either way, I'll take Michigan State in this one. Honestly, if this game happened in the regular season, it would probably be a lot better than what it is now during the bowl games, seeing as how they're missing a lot of players. But I think Pittsburgh gives them a run for their money. They had a pretty good defense, but that passing game from Michigan State did pretty well. So I think that's how they edge out a win against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, without Pickett being 100% in or out of the boat, I think that kind of throws you off your game plan a little bit. Give me Michigan State. Obviously, I like Pickett. I think he's a great talent. I'm curious to see how he does in the NFL in the next level. But for this game, give me Michigan State. Arizona State, Wisconsin playing in the Las Vegas Bowl. Hey, Raphael, short drive for you. Wisconsin, 7-point favorite, over under set at 42.
I could walk to that game. That's how close the stadium is to my house. But yeah, I like Wisconsin. Even though they lost their last game to Minnesota, I like the way they were playing coming into that game. And Arizona State had some bad losses at Oregon State. They lost to Washington State. I'm just not sold on ASU. I like Wisconsin. And Wisconsin travels well on bowl games and everything. So I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of red. Even though Arizona State's really close to Vegas, I can guarantee there's going to be a lot of Badger fans in Las Vegas for this game.
Yeah, I'll take the under for this game. Jaden Daniels is coming back for Arizona State, young guy. But from the games that I did watch from Arizona State, those guys did not play well against good defenses. And Wisconsin is known for its defense. So that's why I'm looking at a low-scoring game. I think Arizona State has a few sparks here and there, but I think ultimately Wisconsin is going to shut all that down. So give me the big cheeses, Wisconsin.
Big cheeses. I like it. You know, Arizona State, not too far away from Arizona State. It's Sin City. Everybody knows Arizona State loves to party. That's the problem. They're going to come to the game way too hungover to actually attend the game, though. Old Whites from Wisconsin, they're there early. 5 a.m. They're tailgating there. Give me Wisconsin to get it done. Number 17, Wake Forest, taking on number 25, Texas A&M, in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. Texas A&M, 5-point favorites.
Texas A&M is going to win this game because they're going to be able to make some stops that Wake Forest won't be able to make on defense. And I think that's why. I think Wake Forest will put some points up. I think in that second half is when Texas A&M makes some key stops and takes control of this game. I like Texas A&M, even though it's a big number, but I think they win by a touchdown.
Yeah, last year Texas A&M had a pretty good showing against UNC. Granted, they probably won't play with the same players that they did last year. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But again, just like the same thing with Clemson, I can't give Wake Forest any credit. They'll do what they're supposed to do, but it won't be enough against Texas A&M. So we'll see. We'll see if they can be as consistent as they were with the other teams. We'll see if they can put up great numbers against an SEC team, which I'm not seeing it for Hartman. Maybe he will, but I doubt it. So we'll take Texas A&M with the – you know what? We'll take it with the under.
I don't hate that take. You know, everything in my gut saying A&M, but the heart, we're taking Wake the Nation. I just love to see a good little Cinderella dream team coming together here, and I think Wake needs this bowl win to kind of put their program on that next level, trying to prove that it's not just a fluke. The U taking on Washington State, Miami 2.5-point favorites, and Tony the Tiger Bowl 59.5 is the over-under.
I actually like the U in this game, and no disrespect to Washington State. What they had to do all season long when they got rid of their coach and all their coaching staff left because of COVID, because they didn't want to take the shot, and they still competed and they still won games. But I just think the U is a little bit motivated. They're excited for the new head coach coming there. They played well down the stretch, only losing to Florida State by a field goal at Florida State. I'm going to take the U in this spot. No disrespect to Washington State. They were a phenomenal story all season long, but I'll take the U in this spot, laying a soft number.
I'll take the opposite of that. I'll take Washington State. They actually shocked me with how well they did when they were going through their whole coaching drama. Again, this is another one of those things where it's interim coach versus interim coach to see who deserves to be where. But since Washington State is used to their interim coach, I think they'll edge out a win against Miami. Still have beef with Tyler Van, whatever his name is, the ball head guy. So I think Washington State shuts all that down. We're going to Washington. Wazoo.
You know, I like Washington State here to try to get this done. Yeah, give me the Cougs. I don't have a reason. I'm just feeling a vibe from the Cougs right now. Let's talk about a little CMU Boise State. I flip-flopped my people there. My apologies. But we're in the Arizona Barstool Sports Bowl. Boise State, 8-point favorite.
Yeah, I just think it's way too many points. I think Boise does win this game, but I think it's going to be a lot closer game. I'll take the Chippewas. I think Boise probably wins this game like around 5 points or less. They're not the biggest covering machines like they used to be back in the day. I think they've only covered 3 of their last 4 games. I'll take the Chippewas to hang this one close.
Yeah, I'll take Boise State just based off of oh, never mind. That doesn't make a difference. We'll take Boise State in this one. No particular reason. I just feel like they're a pretty good team. They've been a pretty good team. They've had some pretty good wins this season. So we'll take Boise Broncos in this one.
Yeah. Give me Boise State to get the job done. And how silly does Dave Portnoy feel? You know, you got your company up to a bowl game status, but you're a big Michigan fan. They're playing on the same day. Heart's torn. But yeah, give me Boise State. Speaking of Michigan, Georgia teeing off in the Orange Bowl. First round of the playoffs here. Semifinals. Georgia is the favorite. What do we say?
I'm going with my gut on this one, not my wallet. I like Michigan. I think they got the monkey off their back, beating Ohio State, and Georgia got exposed, especially on their secondary. I like Michigan on this one. I think Michigan advances. I think Georgia goes down. I'm not just saying because I do not want to see a Georgia-Alabama national championship. I just think right now Michigan could be just playing with free money. I mean, they weren't supposed to beat Ohio State. They weren't supposed to beat Penn State or Michigan. Or no, they lost Michigan or Penn State. I ordered me some blue khakis. I'm putting them on for this game, and I'm going for Michigan.
Yeah, you cannot convince me that UGA has good quarterbacks wherever you look on their depth chart. Michigan, they have what they have, but I'm taking Michigan in this one. I don't think Michigan will play them close. I think UGA will probably start off hot, and then which Harbaugh is the coach? Either way, Michigan Harbaugh brother, I forget. I get them mixed up every now and then, but he'll find a way to beat UGA, and then UGA is back to anonymity. Hate it had to go down this way, but I mean, it is what it is. Seasons change, so Michigan's got it.
You know, Georgia did get exposed in the secondary, but good thing Michigan runs the football, and Georgia has one hell of a run defense ready for them. For that reason, I'm taking the Bulldogs to win against Michigan, but I do like Michigan -8. I think they can cover that. I think they keep it close. I think Carlos is one hell of a back, but I think Georgia has just a way to stop the run. The other semifinals game, Cincinnati Bearcats, Cincinnati, Bama tied. Bama 13.5-point favorite, over us at 58 in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl.
We talked about this already before we jumped on the air. Bama does win this game, but this game is for all the small conferences. Cincinnati needs to lose by 7 points or less, so all the small conferences have a shot at the big dance. So I think Bama wins, but I think Cincinnati keeps it close. I have Bama winning by 6.
Yeah, I don't think Bryce Young is torching Cincinnati's defense like he did with UGA. Again, it's one of those things where, like, I'm not exactly sure who's playing in the bowl games, but seeing as how these are like the top 2 bowl games, I can't imagine players missing out on this. So Cincinnati still has Ahmad Sauce Gardner. He'll do what he needs to do. But again, Bama just has that fire. I don't know what it is. They always come out with a wide receiver I've never heard of. Then they show up in a bowl game and just torch somebody for like 120 yards. So that won't change. So I'll take Bama, but you know, Cincinnati plays them as close as possible. So we'll take Bama in this one.
Yeah, you know, once again, gut says Bama. Heart's taking Cincinnati, though. We're taking the Bearcats. In my dream scenario, Cincinnati gets revenge against Georgia in the finals for the Peach Bowl from last year. So a little Cinderella story. We'll see. We'll speak it in existence. We'll LeVar Ball it. Because Bama hasn't really faced a quarterback like Riddler. So this is going to be interesting for him. It's going to be a good test for him. It's still Bama's defense, though. Nick Saban picking boogers, eating them, doesn't matter. Give me Cincinnati, though. Heart's taking it. We get the Rose Bowl, number 11, Utah, number 6, Ohio State. Ohio State, 6.5-point favorite.
I like Utah's defense, but I just think Ohio State's offense is going to be way too much. Everything I've been reading coming out of Ohio State, they're mad that they went at the Final Four teams. They're mad that they lost to Michigan. I think they're going to be very, very grumpy in this game. I like the Buckeyes in this one. Would not be shocked if this is an ugly, ugly game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Utah as a dark horse for this one. Ohio State, they definitely have the firepower. But Utah, they have some dogs. Like, they've been fighting this entire season, and nobody has really been paying attention. And now Ohio State's sort of throwing a hissy fit. Like, Michigan's up there, and we aren't. Of course, they're going to play angry, but Utah's been rolling for a while now. So I think they shock Ohio State again, as Michigan did.
Yeah, we're going to see what type of coach Ryan Day is after losing to Michigan there. I think they're playing pissed off. Give me OHIO. I think they get it done, but I think Utah is going to keep this thing close and over under. I'm going to take the under here. I think both defenses step up. Number 15, Iowa. Number 22, UK. UK still trying to prove it's not just a basketball school. They're a 3-point favorite in the Citrus Bowl.
I'm not sold on the Iowa Hawkeyes offense, especially what they showed me when they played Michigan State. If Kentucky can run the ball like Michigan was able to do against Iowa, it's going to be lights out. I like Big Blue Nation on this one.
Yeah, Iowa was not good to me. I mean, they did what they needed to do on defense, and I think that's what got them out of a lot of tough situations. But again, UK is one of those teams where, like, they just have some dogs. Some unknown dogs until it comes to bowl season, and then somebody shows out. They usually do pretty well as far as in defensive back and defensively. I'll take UK in this one, putting one on Iowa.
Yeah, this is a good matchup. I'm really excited for this game. I think UK gets it done. I think you're right, Keith. They got some dogs over there, and they're getting it done. Iowa still looking to reclaim the ancient glory that was once Iowa, but they're closer than Nebraska ever will be. Number 9, Oklahoma State. Number 5, Notre Dame. The PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Notre Dame 2.5-point favorite.
I like Notre Dame in this spot, and I know they don't play well in bowl games. It's no secret that they're but I just like the way the kids reacted when they announced who the new head coach was. Something Notre Dame never really does, hire assistant coaches. Usually try to swing for the big names. Those kids look like the Christmas morning when they were 10, 11 years old when they announced he was a head coach. I think they play hard for him in this one. I think Notre Dame wins this one.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Marcus Freeman had some sort of quote that made me think, like, all the guys on the team were just ready to run through a brick wall for him, no matter what, either way. Like, he was still going to be there. So, and now that he's a head coach, now that he's a leader, now that he's like a younger coach, I think they put one on Oklahoma State. I mean, to be honest, I'm actually surprised. Oklahoma State was okay, but I'm actually surprised to see him this high up in bowl games. So that being said, I think Marcus Freeman will be the one to bring Notre Dame back to their former glory. And I think it starts with a bowl game win right here.
Yeah, exactly. You got a brand new coach / interim coach. Give me the Irish. They're getting it done. I think they need it. And like you said, it's Christmas morning for these players. They're ready to go through a brick wall for them. They're getting it. 2 more games here. Penn State, Arkansas Razorbacks. Penn State 2.5-point favorites in the Outback Bowl.
Arkansas was my surprise team all season long. I knew they were going to be better than last year. I didn't think they were going to have 8 wins throughout there. So I'm going to continue to ride them. I've cast some really good tickets. And does Penn State really want to play this one? They have a lot of guys not playing this bowl game. I'm going to go with the hotter team. I'm going to go with Arkansas.
Yeah, I'll go with Arkansas. I'm a strong proponent, just being an NC State fan, how weird it is to game plan for a team with a mobile quarterback. And pretty much with like a pretty good run game. I don't know what's been going on with Penn State offensively. I mean, they have a good quarterback as well, but again, Arkansas is one of those things that have clawed their way up, and I bet they'll be damned if they let Penn State take it away from them this bowl game.
Yeah, famous alumni from Arkansas there, Jerry Jones. Hands don't catch cramps writing checks, baby. And I got a feeling they win this bowl game. We're going to have a little extra gift bag in the locker room waiting for them. So give me Arkansas. Sweet! Pig, get it done. Last game here. LSU, Kansas State. Kansas State is the favorite here. Who we taking?
I don't. This game is hard for me. I would probably have to look at the under on this one. I just don't see a lot of points being scored here. Kansas State's going to show up on defense. They're going to want to try to run the ball. I don't know who's playing for LSU right now. Every time I hit my refresh screen, someone's not playing or someone's going to the transfer portal. I would say probably either wait to see what the kind of number you want. If you're going to bet this game, if you're looking to play K-State, see if LSU money comes in. If you're looking to bet LSU, see if K-State money comes in. You have plenty of time to jump on this one. It's Tuesday the 4th to bet this game. But if I had to bet it right now, I'd look at the under.
Yeah, last I checked, besides Stingley, but LSU's other good cornerback left for the entire other side to go to Alabama, and I just think that hurts a lot. But K-State, I've been rooting for Deuce Vaughn pretty much all season. That little joker can run his tail off. K-State also has a pretty good defense. I don't know what in the world is going on with LSU. I think the quarterback, they changed quarterbacks or something. Miles Brennan is still there. I don't know who's starting at quarterback. They probably don't even know either. So because K-State is pretty much more put together, we'll take K-State in this one in a surprise victory.
Yeah, LSU just hired Brian Kelly. And, you look to take off the cool guy hat, put on the hard hat because you're going back to work. You're rebuilding a program here. You hired the wrong guy. Brian Kelly's not the guy for you. I'm sorry. Give me K-State and the Wildcats. They're getting it done. I mean, those players on LSU side, when they announced Brian Kelly, day and night compared to Notre Dame players when they announced their new head coach. They were not excited for that. So, for that reason only, give me K-State. And, hey, that is all 44 bowl games. I know it was a lot. Listeners, watchers, it was a lot. Raphael, Keith, it was a lot. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys' insight. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you.
No problem. Pleasure to be here.
Take it easy. Have a fantastic evening, guys.
Hey, you guys as well. We'll catch you guys next time. And, hey, maybe for playoffs, we'll get Raphael and Keith back on to get the national championship.
Heck yeah.
Hey, be good, brother. We'll see you later.
All right, take care.